Check 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Check, check, check.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome inside the gymnasium here at Milford High School, as Milford TV is happy to bring you coverage of Scarlet Hawks Athletics. All Scarlet Hawks Athletics coverage here on Milford TV is proudly presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. Rail Trail Flatbread Company, a casual American dining experience specializing in an all-scratch-made kitchen featuring wood-fired flatbreads, an inviting atmosphere for the whole family to enjoy. And once again, we bring you the Scarlet Hawks Athletics coverage live from the Rentschler Biopharma broadcast booth. Rentschler Biopharma is a global contract development and manufacturing organization specializing in biopharmaceuticals and advanced therapies. They take pride in contributing to nearly 25% of FDA-approved biopharmaceuticals in 2023. Rentschler Biopharma, reliability you can trust. We are back here in the Milford gym. We are officially now into the month of October as we continue this fall sports season, getting into the serious time on the calendar for these fall sports teams. And tonight, your Milford Scarlet Hawks girls volleyball team takes on one of their Kelly Rex Division rivals in the Taunton Tigers. It is Tim Coet, Milford TV Executive Director, with you on the call. Milford TV intern Ethan Novelli helping out on camera, as we're happy to bring you this coverage live across all of our Milford TV platforms, locally on our educational channel, as well as our Verizon High Definition channel, and streaming worldwide on our YouTube channel. And with that, time to get volleyball action underway. It is Taunton to serve to open the match. And the serve is driven into the net by the senior Ariana Bolero. And so Milford will take the opening point of this match, and now on serve for the Scarlet Hawks is Inez Blanco de Almeida, who has been a phenom for this team in her first season of varsity action. And a quick kill follows up a good serve courtesy of the senior TJ Downing. And Milford out to an early lead. The Scarlet Hawks come into action this evening with an overall record of 3-7 on the season, so still trying to make that climb back towards the 500 mark. In fourth place in the Kelly Rex Division standings, as Taunton sends a soft return back over the net. Brooke Stokes will set it up again for Downing, who lofts a soft return over towards the far side for the Tigers. Return comes back from that direction from Nora McDonough, and now blasted across by Claudia Salitro, and it'll be the first point of the match for the Tigers. Little bit of confusion there on the back, as both Inez as well as Issa Grady Harper both went after that ball, got a little bit tangled up. And so the Tigers get the side out. Taunton, meanwhile, comes into action this evening. Just 1-10 on the season. They are currently in 6th place in the Kelly Rex standings. The first meeting of the regular season between these two Kelly Rex Division rivals, as Abby Murphy sends a blast in straight over the middle and drops it down well inside the near sideline for her first kill of the match. And Milford starting off well. They get a quick side out. On top here, 3-1 as we settle into this action. It's a bit of a light week in terms of our sports coverage this week. We'll get into more details on that as the match goes along. And meanwhile, Grady Harper called for the foot fault. Coach Tammy Weber came over towards the sideline as if she was going to argue, and then reversed course, went back to her seat. The serve will stay with Milford, and so perhaps overruled. And so just a quick clarification, it seems like the official on the elevated podium was judging by the wrong line for that foot fault. It was picked up by the official down by the scorer's table, and so replaying the serve, but ultimately Taunton sends a soft return that just drops down on the Milford side of the net. Yeah, but I beg your pardon, prior to that, the play whistle dead, so Milford will take a 4-1 lead as we continue to go along with things breaking Milford's way here through these early points. A lot of the fall teams operating away from Milford for the majority of this week. As Grady Harper, good strong serve, just cleared the net, took a nice diving play on the Taunton side to keep it alive, and eventually this will come down. Milford stays with it, Salitro, and now Grady Harper gets the return. That took about 5 bounces on the basketball backboard. Now a diving play on the back row by Inez, and Milford's going to send the return out of play. So all kinds of moving parts on that rally. And ultimately the Tigers take the point, and a 5-2 score here in first set action. Good crowd gathering for this one as the serve takes a hard deflection out of play. Sent across by another senior on this Taunton roster, Ariana Amaral. Both of these teams had their struggles in the fall of 23, looking to build their programs back up. Well, just barely floated over the net, but Taunton allowed it to be playable on the other side, and then TJ Downing gets a deflection out of play, and Milford will claim the points. Just one game on the schedule for Milford since the last time we had coverage of the team. We were last in the gym 8 days ago for Milford's 3-1 victory over Mansfield. They followed that up with a 3-set sweep defeat on the road against Oliver Ames at the close of last week. As Lena Lupkin slings a serve across, and it cannot be returned. And the bench in good form on the Milford side, enjoying the way that this game has developed here so far. A 7-3 lead now for the Scarlet Hawks. Over towards the near sideline. It's played there by Sadie Harry, the libero for the Taunton Tigers. Now a little hop step for Downing before she sends that return to the back. Blasted over the middle. Milford lets it go. A little bit of indecision on the call, but I think they got it right as that ball did just touch out of bounds. And an 8-3 lead now as the serve continues for Lupkin. Serving is an area that we've really seen a lot of improvement from Milford in the games that we've covered so far this season. Leonie Manforte trying to lift an underhand return across, but gets called for the held ball. Milford 3 wins overall on the season. We've been in the gym for 2 of them. A win back in early September against the Stoughton Black Knights, and then that big win against Mansfield last Monday. Hoping to get some more good luck here for this girls team. Good hard return, meanwhile, for Milford's Danny Darling. And the return sent into the net off the hand of senior Lillian Velsor for Taunton. TJ Downing serving for the Hawks. Set up for a return from the back row for Emily Dias. And now Inez with a 2-handed lob. And both teams matching each other at the top of the net. Good play defensively for Manforte. Milford crosses into double figures here in the first set. Substitutions here on the Taunton side. Instead, it looks like a clarification from over on the sideline. Head coach for this Taunton girls varsity squad is Toby Chaperone, assisted by Amanda Machado. This is the same coaching tandem that leads the boys varsity volleyball team in the spring, so we've had a chance to see Coach Chaperone's teams in action many times in the last few years. And if I'm not mistaken, Coach Chaperone might be the girls basketball coach as well. We've seen him in the gym quite a bit in our Milford TV coverage. Another return for Dias. Hard ricochet for Milford, but they're able to play it. And a swing back across for Inez Blanco de Almeida. Now knee slide for Downing. Lupkin makes a good play back to the center. And it is Grady Harper with a return. Now swatted to the back row, pulled right up to the net, and a nice underhanded play by Lupkin. And it drops down for a Milford point. That was a real tough angle as that ball came down, scraping the net, and Lupkin somehow in one motion was able to get it back across rather than making the play back to one of her teammates. And a 12-4 lead now for Milford on another excellent serve for TJ Downing. Now swatted right across the net. Darling with a nice diving play. And now it looked like a left-handed swat across for Inez. And Milford misjudges the trajectory of that ball. Lupkin kept the hands down. That ball dropped inside. And that's how Taunton gets the side out, slowing the Milford momentum for the moment. A 7-point lead right now for the Scarlet Hawks in first set action. And serve now for number 13, Grace Bennett for the Tigers. Lupkin will set it. And Inez able to beat the double team up at the net. Or did she? Now they send the ball back over Taunton's way, so it is the Tigers that claim that point. Here's Inez again. Blocked. Grady Harper, good play. Milford gets it back over. And then set up for the spike. And Taunton able to take care of that one. Number 22, Leah Selfridge. Not a lot of seniors on this varsity roster for Taunton, but the ones out on the floor have been making an impact so far. Bennett, a junior, still serving here. Best service game so far for the Tigers. And now a ricochet off the hands of Bennett, deflects out. Another good play from the sophomore. Going to see if we can possibly deploy our sports reporter and Milford TV student helper Eddie Huff to maybe come down to some practices here now that we've gotten past the midway point in the season and start to check in with some of these programs on their progress so far on the year. We'd love to learn more about some of the players on this girls team. A lot of changes to this varsity roster, but it's been a nucleus that has played hard, looking for better results in the win column. As Inez drops that ball in play, says the officiating crew. See if we can get another look at it in between plays on our live stream. In the meantime, Milford to serve. Hard to tell. Came down close to the line. Milford gets the benefit of the call. The Taunton fans here in attendance did not like it. As Taunton scrambles, gets that ball across. Now down the line for Inez. And another call that goes Milford's way. That ball lands out of play. Did it catch a deflection on the way by? That's what the officials ruled. And it looks like maybe you could see Jaslyn Martinez get a hand on that ball as it came across the net. Now Inez goes cross court. It's popped up in the air by Velsor. And now down out of the reach of Martinez. Mistimed the jump. And Coach Chaperon going to call the timeout here as the lead has expanded now to 16-7 for the Scarlet Hawks here in first set action. So again, as we mentioned, some light home activity here in Milford this week. The boys soccer team in the midst of a lengthy road swing. The football team actually on a bye week this week, so there will be no high school football action for the Scarlet Hawks this week as they try to regroup after another tough loss, this time to Natick on the road last week. So this will be our only sports coverage for you this week, but we'll be back at it in full force next week with 3 different games on tap for you, of course all weather permitting. But we are looking to be back in action next week on Monday with more girls volleyball coverage, girls soccer coverage on Tuesday, and then the football team coming back home for the first of 3 consecutive home games as they'll be taking on the Attleboro Bombardiers. So we'll be locked and loaded for you next week. And out of the timeout now, Milford with the momentum, up 16-7. Leone Manforte serving for the Hawks. And from the outside, this ball drops down in for a Taunton kill. Picking that back corner, Leah Selfridge with the kill. Sadie Harry now, the sophomore, will serve for the Tigers. Trailing by 8 in the first set. A little tricky with the footwork, and that might have also caused Milford to misjudge the serve, but they're able to regroup nicely. Now diving play on the back row by Gianna LeBron. Lupkin, Brady Harper, and now Abby Murphy will push back towards the middle. Little soft return. Quick hands for Milford. Can they get the angle back across? No. Outside of the antenna. That ball did drop down within the boundary lines, but it went around the outside of the antenna. Good bid there for Milford. Now Lupkin to Inez. Taunton getting a little bit caught out of position, but they fight for it. Now Murphy gets a deflection from the front row. And now pushed to the back, too strong for Jaslyn Martinez. And the lead now 17-9. Brooke Stokes, plenty of velocity on that serve. And a hard return from Ariana Amaral, but could not control it. And Milford building up a big first set lead, now at 9 points, and will be 10 as this ball deflects off the windows and down for a serve that cannot be returned by Stokes. Long run here for Harry, and she's able to make the play. Now LeBron to the back, and drops it just in front of that back line. Perfect touch. That was Claudia Solitro with that kill. Stokes again. Harry a dive on the back row. Amaral able to loft it back across. Long run and off into the scorer's table. That time out of the reach of Solitro and Stokes. And so the lead at 10, 20-10. Milford looking to get on the board first in this opening set. Ariana Valerio. Bolliero, I beg your pardon. Meanwhile, Milford gets the quick side out, so 4 points away from an opening set win. As Inez will serve. The bench screaming that that ball was headed out. Taunton makes the play anyway, and Harry has a go awkwardly off the hands. That ball had a lot of velocity on it. May very well have gone out of play, but Taunton did not want to take the chance. But Milford gets the point. Now set up on the near side. And again, Jaslyn Martinez sends it too far, goes out of play, and Milford now just 2 points away from a relatively easy opening set win. But Inez with a service error, so Taunton will get the ball back with very little room to operate, 23-11. Unfortunately for Taunton, the service error for Ali Diassi. And so that will give Milford a host of set point chances. Issa Grady-Harper looking to close it down in the first set for Milford. The serve gets pushed all the way back over on one touch from Milford. Now both teams battling hard at the net front, and a deflection for Taunton will take it out of play, and that will bring a quick conclusion to the opening set. So Milford is able to take it 25-11. And so the opening set goes to the Scarlet Hawks. We'll take a quick pause here on the broadcast, and we'll have much more to come as we bring you this coverage live from the Rentschler Biopharma broadcast booth. A 1-set-to-none Milford lead. Back with more in just a moment here on Milford TV. Coverage presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. Getting set for second set action here in the Milford gym. Coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics on Milford TV, presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. Can always expect that the folks over at Rail Trail are cooking something special up for you, including today on National Taco Day, where they have a special beef tacos made with Chicago-inspired slow-roasted beef, melted provolone cheese, all inside a corn tortilla. Not sure if that'll just be on the menu for today, but in case it is, you might want to head down there before the end of the day to their Milford location. As the second set now has begun here in Milford, coverage coming to you live from the Rentschler Biopharma broadcast booth, as the Tigers will take the opening point of this second set. Rentschler Biopharma, your reliable CMDO partner. Taunton never had a lead at any point in the first set, but they're able to claim the first point here in the second set. Serve for the Tigers coming from number 27, Ali Diassi. Cross-court return for Milford goes out of play. And so the Tigers trying to go on a run to set a better tone for themselves here in the second set. Nice dig for TJ Downing and set up perfectly for the spike, courtesy of the sophomore Abby Murphy. Taunton, meanwhile, trying to break out of an extended losing streak. That losing streak reached 8 games with a loss just yesterday on the road against New Bedford. Return from the far side is too long, out of play. Taunton's only victory on the year came back on September the 10th with a 3-set sweep over North Attleboro. But it's been losses on the schedule ever since. Trying to stay competitive with Milford here today. The Scarlet Hawks, though, with other ideas after a pretty easy 25-11 opening set win. Excellent court vision for Inez on the back row. Let that ball drop down out of play. And I think Taunton disagrees with the call, but that clearly looked to be out beyond the back line. As Inez now skims the tape at the top of the net. And a tough angle, Taunton couldn't hang in. And the usual celebration for the bench after a serve is unreturnable. Maybe without quite the same level of gusto that we've seen it on some other points. We'll see if we get it again here. Instead, everyone stays on their feet for this one. It's a 5-2 lead now for Milford after Taunton had started out up 2-0. And the serve this time for Inez goes out of play. So a 2-point edge for Milford. Sadie Harry will now serve for the visiting Taunton Tigers. Milford trying to salvage that. Stokes couldn't get that set as elevated as she would like. Downing tried to punch it back across, but couldn't get the clearance over the net. 1-point difference. As Stokes pushes this to the middle, Murphy with a nice play to the back row. Now swatted back over by Nora McDonough. Over towards the near side here for Claudia Solitro. And she can't get it back onto the Taunton side, and the Tigers will tie the second set up at 5. Milford had claimed 7 of the first 10 points in the first set to pace themselves to a lead that they would not relinquish. Here's Downing to the back. And this ball coming over towards the near sideline. Excellent bid for Nora McDonough. As she came over very close to our broadcast setup, fortunately able to stop the momentum just in time. A point for the Scarlet Hawks at the end of that scramble. So Milford goes back up by 1 as Issa Grady Harper now will serve for the home team. Pushed across, but out on the near sideline. Milford trying to stay in control of this match. At our next break in the action, we'll start to look at how the schedule is going to unfold moving forward for the Scarlet Hawks. Right now on top 8-5 in the second set, up 1-0 in the match. And Grady Harper with a service error that will give Taunton the side out. Now the serve on the Taunton side goes out of play, so the serves in this match has been where the clear advantage has been on the Milford side. Taunton had some trouble getting that ball back over to Milford. A couple of players going back and forth with it. Lena Lubkin now with a good strong serve for the Scarlet Hawks. Played across by the back row of Taunton, Emily Dias. And this time she lets this one go, clearly out of play. Still hovering around a 2-point lead for the Scarlet Hawks as we get a little bit deeper into the second set. Serve now from Grace Bennett. Lubkin able to go after it, and now a one-handed punch, and Sadie Harry, full headlong dive out of play. You love the effort, but couldn't get that ball back elevated to a teammate. A couple of good rangy plays on both sides on that rally. It ends with the point for the Scarlet Hawks, and now we'll see Lucia Testa come out on serve. Harry takes charge to get this ball back over. Lubkin to Inez. Hard return is met by the Taunton libero. Rangy play for Testa. And then nice calm hands for Liza Cunha. But Taunton able to bring it back with speed. And they get the kill. Right now, Coach Weber with Cunha and Sandenegros out on the floor for the first time in this match. Lucia Testa also getting her first game action here in the second set. Milford up 10-8. Denegros with the block. Bench loves it. Back on serve is the sophomore, Issa Grady-Harper. So the back row played by Harry, pushed right back over for the kill for Abby Murphy. She's been a big weapon for Milford in this match so far. Able to get the lead up to 4. Harry now with a hard deflection, and Ella Bennett can't run it down. Another kill for Milford. More precisely, a serve that could not be returned. Now another diving play for Harry. She's been laying out on almost every rally. Now Inez. And a hard deflection off of the libero's hands that time. Nothing Taunton could do. Inez once again showing off that strength, as Taunton will call the timeout as they fall behind now 14-8 in the second set. So let's take an opportunity to peer ahead at what the schedule is going to look like moving forward for Milford. Again, it's been a struggle for the Scarlet Hawks as well, just 3 wins on the season. They were able to end that 5-match losing streak with the win against Mansfield last week, before then ending the week with a loss to Oliver Ames. So after this game today, you look ahead for Milford. Back-to-back home matches on the 7th against Foxborough, on the 10th against Sharon, before they go out on the road for a tough game. It actually starts another tough stretch for Milford, as they'll once again have Attleboro, King Philip, and Franklin. 3 tough teams all in a row. So it makes this next upcoming set of games very important for Milford as they try to position themselves close to the 500 mark. If you're Milford, you really want to sweep these 3 matches here against Taunton and then against Foxborough and Sharon next week to try to get yourself close to 500. It would pull Milford to within 6 and 7, and then you take your chances as you have the second end of those tough matchups against the Bombardiers, the King Philip Warriors, and the Franklin Panthers before Milford ends the season with a pair of road games against Taunton and then non-conference Randolph. Every game increases in importance as Abby Murphy will get a deflection. Not sure if that might have caught Emily Dias on the head as she was maybe trying to get out of the way of that ball in case it went out of play. So Milford will take the point as Grady Harper will deliver another serve. Testa makes the play on the back row. Inez, good angle back across. Set up for a return for Taunton's Ella Bennett. Now Denegris from the near side, and she blasts it into the net. So Taunton gets the side out. Quiet in the Milford gym for the moment, with the Scarlet Hawks up a set and up by 6 here in the second. Serve now from Taunton's Ella Bennett. Popped up by Inez and could not be brought back to the middle by Lucia Testa. And so a couple of points back here now for the Tigers. And Milford caught with a lack of communication on the floor. We haven't seen that too often in this match. Popped straight up in the air by Testa, and then a moment with Inez and Gianna LeBron, I beg your pardon, Lena Lubkin, looking at one another. And a potential momentum swing here now in the making for the Tigers. Cutting it to a 15-12 score. And now Lubkin trying to make a play up at the top of the net that does not go Milford's way. And Coach Weber calls her first timeout of the match. Right now the score 15-13 Milford. So right now a 5-1 run for the Tigers. And just a quick chat over at the sideline between Coach Weber and the team. Milford already back out on the floor, ready to continue. Coach Chaperon continuing to take the opportunity to go over strategy with his club, trying to make a surge here in the second set. Milford returns with Grady Harper, Testa, De Almeida in the back, Denegris, Lubkin, and Murphy in the front. So this gets the dig. Now we'll fire a return, but well out of play. And right now the lead all but extinguished for Milford. It was a 6-point lead just a moment or two ago, and now down to just a single point as Taunton has their best run of the match to this point. They'll set it up again on the outside for De Almeida, and Taunton will not be able to return, and so Milford hangs on to the lead. They get a much-needed side out. And meanwhile, Claudia Salitra will check back into the game, replacing Lubkin. And Brooke Stokes back out on the floor as well to take over on serve. Stokes, the set for Inez. And everyone caught running around on the Taunton side. No one left to make the play. 2 quick points back from Milford. Dug out by Harry, and again Taunton cannot make a return. And it's Coach Chaperon now right to the sideline, going over technique with his team as Stokes fires over another sneaky quick serve. And the return from the Tigers, Sadie Harry, goes out of play on the near side. And now it is Coach Chaperon who calls the timeout. So pause in the action with Milford leading now 19-14 in the second set. As again, we bring you this coverage live, courtesy of our newest sports sponsor, Rentschler Biopharma, the official sponsor of our broadcast booth. With a state-of-the-art facility and a commitment to excellence, they are poised to tackle the most complex challenges in biopharmaceutical development and manufacturing. Appreciate Rentschler Biopharma for being a great partner to our sports coverage, and we encourage other businesses and organizations out there, if you want to get involved with our sports coverage, happy to accept sponsors at any time. We also offer studio sponsorships as well, so it's just a great opportunity for local businesses to show their commitment to their community while also getting great recognition throughout the community as well. And so you can find all of the details on our sponsorship opportunities by heading to milfordtv.net/sponsor-us. Back out of the timeout, Stokes another serve, and she sends it out. So a 4-point lead for the Scarlet Hawks, as Ali Diassi will serve once again for the Tigers. Dug out by Issa Grady-Harper. Salitro goes down the line and drops in a beauty for the kill. All smiles after she makes the play. So De Almeida now will serve. Milford 5 points away from a win here in the second set. It's been a more competitive set as the serve is delivered too long. Taunton, the quick side out, still within reach here for the Tigers at 20-16. Sadie Harry serving for the Tigers. Grady-Harper, Stokes will set it up on the outside for Salitro, who blasts it out of play. Downing back on the floor, the first to that one. And denial up at the net for Abby Murphy, but Milford stays with it. And eventually Murphy's able to put it back across. Not quite the same power that we typically see out of an Abby Murphy routine, but it gets the job done nonetheless. And she'll take over on serve with Milford leading 21-17. Diassi with the set. Push to the back row, play by Inez. Now the return for Downing. Takes a couple of hard deflections down for the kill. And Milford is 3 points away. And misfire on the serve for Murphy. Still a work in progress part of her game. You could see not quite comfortable with the mechanics on serve, but it's been a good factor on offense for Milford so far this evening. Emily Dias serving now for the Tigers. And that serve delivered out. And so Taunton with a service error that puts Milford 2 points away from a set victory. And now substitutions as Salitro is out. Lutkin comes back in. Denegris comes back in as well, replacing Stokes. Played on the back, and then a bad luck bounce off the back of the basketball hoop. And Milford with set point chances here in the second, 24-18. Serve from Lupkin is popped in the air. Nice play on the near sideline for Ella Bennett, and Taunton gets the return. Lupkin sets it over the middle for Inez, and this ball is going to come down over on the Taunton sidelines for the final point of this second set. So Milford takes it 25-18. Victorious here in the second set, and so a commanding lead now for the Scarlet Hawks. We'll take another pause here on the broadcast as we once again come to you live from the Rentschler Biopharma broadcast booth. Milford up 2-0. We'll be back with more in just a moment here on... Once again, we come to you live from the Rentschler Biopharma broadcast booth as we begin third set action. Milford with a 2-0 lead. Milford TV Executive Director Tim Coet here with you on the call. And our presenting sponsor for sports coverage here on Milford TV is the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. Milford just wrapping up the second set, 25-18. And Inez Blanco de Almeida gives Milford their first point here in the third set. So the Scarlet Hawks hoping to collect another win here at home. Of their 3 wins so far on the season, 2 of them have come here at home. As this ball deflects out of play, Taunton cannot get there. So 2 good serves out of the gate here for Inez. And we've talked about it in previous coverage here, as Inez again delivers a serve that can't be returned. Milford's had a lighter home schedule. They're 2-1 so far on the season in home matches, so this is just their 4th home match of the season. As Abby Murphy patrols the top of the net for the Scarlet Hawks, drops that one down, and all Milford out of the gates here so far in the third. Inez, another excellent serve, deflects off the hands of Harry, and she is untouchable here in the third set. Very calm and confident out on the court. A couple of players calling that ball out, and then two players come together on the back row. They ultimately make the play. Now here's Murphy, and she delivers another Milford kill. Scarlet Hawks executing to perfection out of the gates here in the third set. To the back row. Inez will push it to the front. Stokes a good set. Cross-court delivery by Juliani's Rentes. And she gets the kill, and a fine play. Her first game action of the night in here in the third set. We haven't seen much from Juliani so far on the season, but a very good return, had a lot on it. Good accuracy as Inez makes the diving play. Another chance here for Rentes. Harry keeps it alive, now delivered to the back row. Inez, Grady Harper right at the net front, and that will finally end the run here for Milford. It took good concentration at the net front on the Taunton side. So Milford rattles off 7 consecutive points to pace this third set. And now finally we'll see our first Taunton serve of this set. Once again, it is Ali Diassi. Dug out by Inez. Rentes will get another chance. Got a little help from the top of the net. Taunton in a scramble. Took a good diving play from Oliero. Ultimately, another point for the Scarlet Hawks. They get a very quick side out. Right back to it on serve. It is Issa Grady Harper. This game just now reaching the 60-minute mark since we began. We had a couple of quick sub-varsity matches prior to this game that allowed us to get going right on time at 5:15, and Milford has been very efficient in this match so far, as now Sadie Harry, who had moved back behind the service line, now gets the call from the sidelines to sub out. And so instead it will be Lila Ballantine who will come into the game and serve for Taunton. A lot of youth on this roster for Taunton, several sophomores, freshmen as well, that has played meaningful minutes in Ella Bennett, as Milford drops that one inside the far back corner. And so Coach Weber now will start to deploy some new personnel out onto the court, as we'll see Alea Campos take over on serve. Geared up for that first serve, getting her first game action here in the third set, delivers it out of play. So right now, Issa Grady Harper and Inez Wansco de Almeida, two typical starters out there on the floor, with Danny Darling, Juliani's Rentis, Liza Cunha out on the floor, and Alea Campos still out there as well. As Jordana Corpus will serve for the Tigers. A lot of new personnel getting in-game action, and Milford keeping the accuracy going. I think that was Cunha that time who gets the kill, pushes Milford ahead now 10-3. And Emma Rodolfi, the junior, now will check in for the Scarlet Hawks. She will serve with Milford up 10-3. Apologies for the delay in getting our scoreboard up to date. We are in third set action here in the Milford gym with the Scarlet Hawks leading Taunton 2-0 as we sneak into a timeout out on the floor. 11-3 Milford leading it here in the third set. They are looking for the sweep. So Milford with one 3-set sweep on the season. It was that match against Stoughton that we covered back on September 10th. They were able to win in 5 sets on the road against Sharon back on the 6th, and then won 3-1 last Monday against Mansfield. Again, in a critical stretch of the season where they look to secure some victories to try to pull back close to 500, trying to make their way back into the playoffs. And a good opportunity to pick up a win here tonight of 2-0. Milford already back out on the floor, ready to continue. They keep the same personnel grouping out there. Dolphy now ready to serve at 11-3. And a service error. So side out here. And now the Tigers getting their personnel situated out on the floor so we can continue. Serve will be Grace Bennett. Set up for Inez on the near side, and Milford called for the infraction. Puts it to 11-5. Set up for Darling and rejected. Good height advantage there for Adriana Amaral, I beg your pardon. She was able to execute. So 3-1 mini run here for the Tigers, as De Almeida uses a nice little touch to drop that down for another kill. More personnel changes for the Scarlet Hawks. Abby Murphy back out on the floor, and behind the service line now is Lucia Testa. Blasts a serve to the back. It's tracked down by Jordana Corpus and heaved back over by Padrium. And she'll get the kill in off the bench. And good celebration amongst the Taunton teammates. Just about everyone on both sides has factored in here over these last 2 sets. And part of rebuilding a program is establishing a culture. And you can see Taunton has done that very well. Seen good sportsmanship out there, good support amongst the teammates as Taunton keeps jamming away there at the net and eventually able to get it over. And De Almeida with a return sent into the net, and Taunton closing the gap here. Five out of the last 7 points now have gone to the Tigers, and you can make it another. Milford led by as many as 7 points, including going on a 7-0 run to start this set. But that lead has shrunk to 3, as Sadie Harry will now serve for the visitors. And this time, Abby Murphy cannot get the return across, so Milford's execution, which has been so strong for so much of this game, including within those first 7 points of this third set, has now started to come down just a tick, and Taunton has taken advantage. And now an ace as Milford gets caught frozen on the floor, and the 7-point lead now down to 1 And Coach Weber has had enough. She will call the timeout. All kinds of momentum now on the Taunton sideline as they look to extend this match. We're in third set action here with Milford on top, 2-0. They built up a big lead in this third set, but Taunton showing some good fight. So while we have a little bit more time, let's go ahead and take a peek at our schedule. Of course, we're now done with the month of September officially. And so unfortunately, we don't have our October schedule put into the system quite yet. You can see we called a little bit of an audible right at the end of the month of September. We had initially intended on covering some girls soccer action yesterday, but we made the swap. Had some staffing issues being able to get out to soccer yesterday, so we had to make the decision to switch to girls volleyball here today. We've certainly been entertained by a good effort from Milford so far, but meanwhile an outstanding run here for the Taunton Tigers. A 12-5 run overall in the set for the Tigers to pull themselves back to even. And now just by a whisker, that serve goes out of play. Milford will pull back in front. And substitutions coming in now for Milford as Claudia Salitro and Brooke Stokes will come onto the floor. Stokes will serve. Murphy, De Almeida, Brady Harper, and Rodolphe remain on the floor. Stokes a good set for Inez, and she splits the back row for the kill. That injects a little life back into the bench, into the crowd. It's a left-handed serve out of Brooke Stokes. Always appreciate a lefty in any sport. Being a left-hander myself. And this time the lefty serve for Stokes goes out of play. And so a 2-point Milford lead in the third set. And now Ariana Bolliero will serve for the Tigers. Trying to nail down that pronunciation all night. As Inez, a rare miscue up close to the net. She's had another outstanding game. Rodolphe gets that return back across, and now a thunderous return for Leah Selfridge. She's had a handful of really outstanding plays in this match. That will tie the score back up now at 15. It's interesting to look at the kills numbers coming into this match for Milford. TJ Downing continues to lead overall in kills with 38. Abby Murphy with 31. And Inez Blanco de Almeida with 30. Claudia Salitro with 26. So the offense has really been pretty well distributed as the Tigers will loft this ball off towards the bleachers. It just misses the Taunton spectators in attendance. We can't get an angle on it from our cameras, but the Taunton fans who have made the trip here to Milford have what I can only imagine is a mascot unique to this volleyball team, an inflatable tiger that's seated right in the front row of the bleachers. As the Tigers blast that return well out of play. 17-15 now is the Milford lead. As they get the side out, and Inez wastes no time with the serve. Pushed right to the top of the net. And Milford coming in contact with the net on that play. But a lack of concentration for the Scarlet Hawks, and it keeps it at a razor-thin margin on the scoreboard. Taunton would love to push this to a fourth set. Milford hoping it doesn't come to that. And a serve that at first looked like it wasn't going to get the net clearance ends up as an ace for Ali Diassi. $17 all. Brady Harper. And now Rentas, who delivers one to the back row that cannot be returned. Milford back up by a point. Lisa Grady Harper now serving. Sends that one over towards the far sideline and delivered back over, but out by Taunton. Milford 6 points away from a match victory in a set where they have been challenged. And this time, Selfridge can't execute the return, and Coach Chaperon will call another timeout with Milford now on top 20-17. Taunton doing the hard work, building back from a 7-0 deficit to get themselves into this third set. And right now, Milford with a 3-point lead, looking for the sweep. We'll take a quick look while we have just a few more moments here before action resumes to give you the landscape for some of the other Milford teams in the Hockomock League. We told you this girls volleyball team comes into action today in 4th place. The football team right now technically tied for 2nd place in the Kelly Rex, but at 500. 2-2 start. Milford's boys soccer team continues to reside in 2nd place in their Kelly Rex standings. They are 4-2-4 now on the year. Girls soccer in 4th place. They are 3-5-0. As that return attempted by Lillian Velsor goes into the net. And Milford now within 4 points of a match victory. Brady Harper with the serve. It's dug out by Harry, flipped over by Diassi, and now mishandled by Rentas. Taunton gets the side out. 21-18, Milford with the lead, and now Valentine will serve for the Tigers. And a hard deflection will go out of play, out of Milford's reach. And Taunton will collect a couple of points back. Two-point deficit. Stokes will set it up on the outside. It's rejected. Did that stay in play? Yes, it did. And again, the Tigers cut it down to a 1-point deficit. The bench trying to give Milford a little energy boost. As Rentas lofts this ball in the air, Stokes back to Rentas, who will heave it to the back. And now set up on the outside. And Taunton looking a little uncomfortable there on the return. And as to the back. And one-handed swat for Amaral drops in for the kill, and the Tigers have once again tied things up here in the third set. So Milford had a 21-17 lead. They've allowed the Tigers to go on a 4-0 run here to tie things up. And so the Tigers battling to the bitter end here in the third set. Coach Weber and the rest of the coaching staff now talking things over. We'll dig into a few more stats for Milford while we have the time. Inez Blanco de Almeida leads the team in aces with 16. Lena Lubkin second on the team with 15. Abby Murphy leads in total blocks with 9. And Inez also leads in digs with 69, with Issa Grady-Harper right behind at 64. Milford comes back out of the timeout, and they get the side out. And so Aaliyah Campos will get another opportunity here on serve, with Milford 3 points away from a match victory. And this time able to deliver the serve down in play. Inez makes the play in the back row, set up on the near side for Rentes, and she can't clear the net, and the Tigers will get the side out, and we're tied again now at 22 apiece. Who can execute here in this critical point in this set? Jordana Corpus serving now for the Tigers. Milford crowd trying to get a little louder now. As Grady-Harper digs it out, Campos, Darling to the far sideline, and it's in. The referee down by the scorer's table said that ball just got a piece of the far sideline. Milford gets the kill, and back on serve, 2 points away from a win. TJ Downing serving now for the home team. Taunton in a scramble. They're going to run out of touches. And match points coming up now for Milford at 24-22. Downing looking to finish it. And push to the back. That is out of play. Too long for the Tigers. And Milford gets it done on the home court yet again. A good battle here in the third set, but Milford is able to win it 25-22, and the Scarlet Hawks will sweep this matchup here against the Taunton Tigers tonight. They win it 3-0. And so good work for the Scarlet Hawks here this evening. As they celebrate their victory with the win, Milford improves to 4-7 now on the season. With the loss, Taunton falls to 1-11. So again, all eyes now start to come towards this upcoming stretch for Milford, as they'll be home again on October 7th against the Foxborough Warriors, and again at home against the Sharon Eagles coming up on October 10th, hoping to pick up victories in both of those matchups, as again they try to make a push to get themselves towards the playoff spot. Our next coverage of this girls volleyball team will come your way on Monday, October 7th. So we will have coverage of that matchup against Foxborough for you next week. So we'll have back-to-back girls volleyball games for you. That's the next time this team will be in action. So we look forward to bringing you that coverage next week as part of a busy week of sporting events when we resume our coverage next week. But that's going to wrap things up here for tonight. A big thank you to our Milford TV intern, Ethan Novelli, helping out on camera for this evening, and I am Tim Coet, as we bring you this coverage live from the Rentschler Biopharma broadcast booth. The final score for the final time here tonight, Milford with a 3-set sweep victory over Taunton. This has been a presentation of Milford High School Athletics here on Milford TV, presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. So long, everybody.